The day of their new home's housewarming party dawned with a golden haze spilling through the floor-to-ceiling windows, catching the pristine surfaces of Liam and Zoe's meticulously decorated living room. The scent of fresh flowers and the faint aroma of Liam's attempt at cooking lingered, but beneath the surface a storm was brewing, one invisible yet terrifyingly potent. Zoe had been bustling about, placing little touches here and there, ensuring every guest would feel welcomed, her excitement tinged with a subtle nervousness. Liam, meanwhile, had disappeared into their bedroom, or so she thought, leaving Zoe to greet their first arrivals with practiced charm. But then came the faintest murmur, a voice so familiar yet utterly foreign when expressed in his head. Zoe froze mid-step as she heard Liam internally reciting lines, each one more absurd and cringeworthy than the last. Tell her she's beautiful. No, too basic. Tell her she's your whole universe. No, cringe. Abort mission. Her heart skipped, a mix of amusement and an unexpected pang of fear. Liam's internal panic was palpable, each thought crackling through the thin walls of their bedroom into the living space like electricity. Zoe smirked subtly, not yet revealing she could hear him. She knew her husband's charm was effortless in public, but now she glimpsed the raw, anxious truth beneath the confident facade. Liam, hearing nothing but his own inner voice, paced nervously. Why is this so hard? She's standing right there. Just say something normal. His best friend, Connor, leaned casually against the doorframe, a mischievous grin plastered on his face. Hey man, what if you flirt with one of the guests and see how Zoe reacts? Could be fun, he suggested, oblivious to the storm he was about to unleash. Liam's inner scream was immediate. Fun. Fun. I'll embarrass myself, and she'll laugh at me. Or worse, think I'm pathetic. Abort. Abort. But the seed had been planted. Zoe, quietly observing from the living room, noticed Liam's strange hesitation when a guest, a friend of a friend, approached. Liam's smile wavered, his eyes darting in desperate calculation. The thought of Connor's challenge gnawed at him, yet Zoe, noticing his panic, decided to play her own subtle game. She moved closer to another guest, a man she barely knew, and let a smile linger just long enough to spark curiosity. The way she laughed softly, with an almost enigmatic warmth, made Liam's chest tighten painfully. Why is she smiling at him like that? She's just messing with me. She's teasing me on purpose. Stop overthinking. Liam. Stop. Time seemed to stretch, each second a torturous drumbeat in Liam's mind. Guests mingled, oblivious to the silent storm raging between husband and wife. Zoe's subtle maneuvers, a brush of her hand, a tilt of her head, a whispered joke, kept Liam teetering on the edge of madness. He wanted to confront her, to demand the truth, but the words lodged in his throat as her gaze occasionally met his, enigmatic, disarming, a perfect mixture of amusement and something deeper, something that made his chest ache with a tension he couldn't name. Connor, sensing Liam's inner turmoil, whispered, "She's killing you, isn't she?" Liam's internal response was a silent scream. "Yes. She's torturing me. I can't. Stop." Then came the blow that cut sharper than all the teasing and self-doubt combined. From across the room, Liam overheard a hushed, careless conversation, someone implying Zoe only married him for convenience, that she had settled, that she wasn't truly invested. The words hit like ice water, shocking him into a stillness that made his inner turmoil sharpen into clarity. No, that's not true. She doesn't deserve. She deserves better. She deserves someone who sees her for everything, someone worthy of her patience, her brilliance, her love. Liam's thoughts shifted, raw, vulnerable, piercing through the layers of anxiety and fear. I just hope she stays long enough for me to prove myself. I hope she sees that I can be that man. That I'm trying, even if I stumble like this. Zoe, sensing the change, leaned into the suspense she had so carefully cultivated, allowing Liam to feel the full weight of his internal chaos. She knew the power of silence, of subtlety, and in that moment She let her eyes convey what words could not. Liam, torn between the painful echo of the careless words and the overwhelming, undeniable truth of his love, felt a fracture in his carefully constructed composure. His inner voice softened, transformed from frantic panic to tender urgency. "I can't lose her. I won't. Not like this. I have to show her. I have to prove it." The party continued around them, laughter, clinking glasses, the faint hum of music, but for Liam, the world had narrowed into a single point: Zoe. Her presence, the way she held herself, the slight smirk that suggested she knew more than she let on, made his chest tighten, made every nerve end in exquisite tension. He wanted to reach her, to confess everything, but he feared speaking might shatter the fragile, tantalizing connection he now realized had always existed beneath their playful, teasing life. Zoe, moving closer now, let her hand briefly brush his arm, a contact electric enough to make his heart stutter. Her whisper, soft, almost imperceptible, carried the weight of everything she hadn't said. "I'm not going anywhere, Liam." The words hit him like a tidal wave, and in an instant, the panic, the fear, the teasing, and the internal chaos melted into an unbearable, heart-wrenching relief. His mind raced. He wanted to cry, to laugh, to collapse into her embrace, but all he could do was stare, stunned, as the truth of their love, their connection, crystallized. The rest of the evening blurred. Guests came and went, the house hummed with the soft murmur of social chatter, but Liam and Zoe existed in a bubble of suspended time, a fragile, intoxicating world where nothing mattered except the raw, unspoken truth they now shared. Liam, internally trembling, whispered in his head one final, desperate prayer of sorts. "Don't leave. Just don't leave. Give me a chance to be worthy of you." Zoe's steady presence, her subtle, knowing smile, answered the prayer without words. She didn't run. She stayed, enigmatic, magnetic, untouchable in her quiet power, and yet utterly theirs. By the time the party waned, Liam's panic had softened into a tender, aching clarity. He had glimpsed the depths of his own insecurities, the fragility of their bond, and the magnitude of his love. Zoe, sensing the culmination of every whispered thought, every internal scream, every soft betrayal and test, finally allowed herself to relax. She knew that their connection, tested in the crucible of mind games, insecurity, and raw honesty, had emerged stronger, unbreakable, the tension transforming into an exquisite, almost unbearable intimacy. In the quiet aftermath, Liam's inner voice, no longer frantic or self-deprecating, finally whispered a truth he had long resisted: "She's mine. And I will spend every day proving that I am worthy of her. That I am the man she deserves." Zoe, sensing his change, pressed her hand to his chest, feeling the rapid, relieved beating of his heart. And in that moment, the suspense, the heartache, and the teasing, all of it, culminated in a shared, unspoken promise, a fragile, exhilarating, irrevocable truth. Neither of them would ever let go. The house was still, the night quiet, yet inside that living room, the echoes of anxiety, mischief, and heartfelt truth lingered like a haunting melody, binding Liam and Zoe in a suspenseful, heartbreaking, and utterly intoxicating dance that neither had known they craved, and neither would ever forget.